Dear filmmakers, a new generation of on-camera production monitor is here. And not only that, it's also a transmitter, receiver, has Android operating system, Gorilla Glass, factory calibrated, color accurate screen, touch to focus, camera controls, and just so much more. Let's just unpack it all so you can see why I'm so excited about it. So first, the looks. I mean, absolutely stunning metal body, rather thin, elegant, and such high quality build. It is super solid. Oh, and a quick note, I have a working relationship with Accsoon and they did send me this device, but I'm free to say my honest thoughts and I will mention some imperfections later in the video. That out of the way, let's start with this beautiful 7-inch screen with its insane 176-degree viewing angle. But what sets this monitor really apart is that each monitor is manually calibrated in the factory for color accuracy. I've personally never seen anything like that before, so each monitor actually comes with its own unique calibration LUT, and you do not want to lose that when doing a factory reset. So the screen is bright with 1000 nit peak brightness, and Accsoon claims to have anti-reflective treatment so you can easily use it outdoors. And if that is not enough, use this beautiful leather sunshade. Besides that, the screen has backlit system that maintains accurate colors even with the highest brightness. So practically speaking, it is able to handle both the dark and the bright scenes at a pixel level effortlessly. Now, physically, the monitor weighs only 1 pound, given it's made out of aircraft grade aluminum alloy. And if you look at all the ports, let's start with the power, because this monitor can actually be powered in 3 different ways. On the back, you have 2 NPF battery slots. You can also run it with the traditional DC cable from the outlet, or using this power delivery USB-C that can be taking the power from V-mount battery, for example. You do get 2 more USB-C ports actually. One is power out, so you can attach any device that needs 5-volt power, and the second port is USB-C 3.0, where you can attach an SSD, because, oh, forgot to tell you this monitor works also as a 4K recorder. With a caveat, we'll tell you about it in a second. You also get the full-size HDMI in and HDMI out ports, headphone jack, as well as 3.5mm jack to plug your mic. There's also an SD card slot, and you can use that to either load your custom LUTs, save recordings, do firmware updates, and just so much more. Because remember, this thing is basically a little computer, a tablet with fully functioning operating system, and yes, you can install games and apps on it. That's crazy. On the back, you also have in and out SDI ports, as well as controllable fan. On the top, there are 3 custom buttons that you can program as you wish. On and off button, and then 1 button that just takes you to the home screen. Since this is M7 Pro, it also gets the antennas for that wireless transmission and reception. And please note that as of now, when I'm making this video, transmission capability is not yet active, but Accsoon will bring it via firmware update soon. Oh, and the regular M7 monitor is just that, a new gen monitor, just without the ability to work as a transmitter or a wireless receiver. And lastly, the cage and side handles. Since you can wirelessly monitor what the camera operator is doing, it's nice to have this beautiful cage, and you can also use it to add other accessories on top if you want to use it on camera, for example. If the color accurate screen is the first unique thing, the operating system is definitely the second one. Not like the traditional on-camera monitors, this thing runs on Android OS, and honestly, this opens doors to the whole new level of possibilities, because Accsoon is encouraging developers to work on SDKs and develop new apps for it. But let me show you something. At first, you might think it's just a monitor, but the monitor is just an Accsoon app called Accsoon C, which you can also install on your iPhone or iPad. It's the first thing that automatically opens up when you turn on the monitor, but look what happens if you start swiping. I can connect to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth devices. I have a whole home screen that I can customize, bring in new apps or use the existing ones. For example, they have the VLC player, so you can easily review the footage here no matter what camera you use, as VLC, supports so many different formats. You can also install the Sony's camera control app if you want, but in fact the OS and the Accsoon C app is built so well that you can actually already control the camera. All you need is the HDMI cable obviously and a USB-C cable. Now the camera talks to the monitor and vice versa. You can not only change the aperture, the shutter speed, the ISO, white balance, you can also touch to focus, and it gets better because if you have an active track set on camera and you touch on the monitor, the active track will be on. It's just brilliant. And the possibilities here are honestly endless. And if you do get this monitor, do keep the firmware up to date because Accsoon is constantly shipping new features and adding more functionality. Now, before I show you how to set this device up to be a wireless receiver, let's look at the actual monitoring features and also recording capabilities. Well, this is where I think this monitor is up to a solid standard. I mean, it has all the features that one might need and even more. False colors, zebras, focus peaking, histogram, waveform, vectorscape, you name it. Three really cool things to mention though. One, the menu is versatile as you have a customizable bar on the bottom with the most used features. Second, you also have those custom buttons on the top, so you can assign each button a specific feature such as zebra on and off. And third, when you place a waveform, for example, on the screen, you can move it anywhere. You can resize it by pinching in and out. And speaking of which, the whole footage is zoomable, if you will. You can just pinch in to see if you have a good focus, and that's really helpful on the set. Obviously, you can also add your own custom LUT, and you can even choose to bake it in your recording files. Speaking of recording, you gotta go to the next section. So, you can record 4K videos all the way up to 60 frames per second, and this thing has its own internal memory, but you can also record in an external SSD. Bunch of settings you can change besides the resolution and frame rate, such as the encoder. You have options between the H.265 and 264, the CBR or VBR, audio bitrate up to 192 kilobits per second, and pixel format, for example, RGB 10-bit. But here's a catch. It records up to 50 megabits per second, and that's an upper limit. And don't get all sad, because this is not supposed to be an external monitor with, some crazy ProRes recording. The recording function basically serves either as a backup or a proxy thing. Also, it's a great way to review your footage with your own LUTs directly from the monitor instead of trying to find those files on the camera's memory card somewhere, And by the way, through the camera control system, you can enable dual recording triggers. Basically what that means is that you click record on the monitor or on the camera, and the two devices talk to each other and record the files in both devices simultaneously. And that's super handy. Of course, it would be cool if the monitor would have that true internal recording, but I spoke with the people from Accsoon and they said that it would greatly increase the price of this device. So this is 2-in-1 monitor / wireless receiver, which means you can have it on camera connected with HDMI, or as we had it here in this shoot, our DP was monitoring the footage wirelessly. All you need is basically one of the Accsoon wireless transmitters. In our case, we are using the Master 4K transmitter that was plugged into the camera via HDMI. Then the only thing we had to do was switch the monitor from the monitor mode to RX mode and set up the same channel, and you are good to go. Obviously, you get all the same monitoring features, recording capabilities, and operating system benefits, just like when it's on the camera as a monitor only. Oh yeah, it also has a built-in Wi-Fi, so you can easily do live stream to your platform of choice. And Accsoon is also working on having a Frame.io integration, so you can upload your footage there. And what did I tell you? The next generation production monitor really is here, and this is just the beginning. Let me know down in the comments what features caught your eye the most, and I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to be talking about the very special prime lens. Thanks for watching, and I see you there.